You deserve to experience a day, month, weeks, years without the stress of screaming, the stress that the nervous system and the body experiences when you scream. Our children are worthy of not experiencing the havoc on their nervous system that they experience when they are screamed at. Nothing in this world is really that serious. What are we screaming about? And how serious is it really? And think about how often, as a collective, we scream at our children. If we're screaming 1 to 5 times per week, are there really 5 things every week that are worth us screaming about? Really? If we're screaming 1 to 5 times per day. So you see, there isn't anything that's really worth us screaming about that often. How many things do you think is happening on a day-to-day basis, weekly basis, that is really worth us hitting our children? When you really zoom out and look, nothing is that serious. There's nothing happening that often, daily and weekly, that's really worth us going to war with those that we love, going to war with our children in our homes. A war that they can't win because we're bigger, we're stronger. So we're essentially going to war with those we love who can't fight back really. Hitting and screaming to those who can't really give a fair fight. So much of the screaming and hitting that occurs in the homes is simply because it's an addiction. But the screaming and the spanking isn't really the addiction. Those are the symptoms of the addiction. The addiction starts within the mind. Many of us have been programmed and conditioned to give a lot of attention to negative thoughts. And many of us have not been taught how to hold space for the negative thoughts that come and go, the emotions that accompany those negative thoughts. We have not been taught to sit with those emotions, hold space with them, just say hello, hi anger, and watch it come and go. Many of us have been programmed and conditioned to identify with all of it, the 6,000 plus thoughts that come and go. And many of us have been taught to take them all so seriously, causing us to experience chaos on the inside. And if we are not at peace on the inside, if we are experiencing chaos on the inside, then we are either going to find ways to suppress it constantly, or we are going to project that inner turmoil onto others in communication with them. When you project all that inner turmoil onto others, it usually looks like hitting, screaming, beating, fighting, power struggles, arguing constantly. But we've been programmed and conditioned to justify that behavior and to blame it on others that trigger you, that trigger all that stuff that you're trying to suppress, to trigger it to come up. The things that trigger you, whether it's your bank account balance, the government, your child, your parents, we've been programmed and conditioned to, when those things trigger us, to, instead of holding space for all the stuff that comes up to be released, to project it onto them and then to blame them for our reactions. I spanked you because of what you did. I beat you because of what you did. I screamed because you do X, Y. No, because there are other ways to communicate, and we know that. We know that there are other ways to express ourselves. Screaming, hitting, beating, fighting, arguing, cussing people out, all that stuff, those are ways to communicate. But we know that there are other ways to communicate. So the way we communicate is not because of whatever someone else did. It's a style of communication we've been programmed and conditioned with, and it often turns into an addiction. The primary addiction being using those forms of communication to release the inner turmoil, to release the stress that we experience when we identify with negative thought forms. So there are a lot of things that are happening right now. If you're watching this video, you used to scream a lot. Maybe you used to spank a lot. Maybe you used to believe all those thoughts of self-doubt. Maybe you used to be constantly fearful of the future. Maybe you used to have tons of power struggles and argue back and forth with your child every single day or weekly. Maybe if you're watching this video, you used to talk to yourself negatively, or the thoughts that would arise that are negative towards yourself, you used to really identify with them strongly. But the shift that you have either already experienced, are continuing to experience, or will be experiencing shortly is the breaking of these cycles. Staying aware, being very skilled at self-regulation and emotional regulation, being very skilled at being able to sit with and hold space for the thoughts and emotions that arise, and taking full accountability and responsibility for how you respond to life, to your bank account balance, to your child, to your coworkers, to your parents, taking 1,000,000,000% accountability for your responses to life, therefore how you co-create with life. You don't need your child or anyone else to match how you show up. You just have to be committed to staying aware and prioritizing your peace, and be committed to being intentional about showing up from the level of consciousness that feels true for you. You can't show up to life from a higher level of consciousness and then think that life is going to stay the same. It's not. There are going to be many shifts, many transformations, many changes as you continue to show up to life from a higher level of consciousness. You're not doing any of this to be a better person or a better parent. It's your birthright to show up from peace, bliss, joy, clarity, genius, intelligence. That's your birthright. We've only been showing up to life from anything less than that because we were programmed and conditioned to by our society and environment. It just is what it is. It can feel a lot harder than how this video sounds. It can feel very difficult. But you are a cycle breaker. And there's nothing that's on your plate that you cannot handle. You are extremely powerful. The source of life, all of love, is within you, shining through you. There is nothing that you cannot handle. If you want something, if you want to stop screaming, to stop spanking, to experience more peace in parenthood, to experience more peace in life, to break cycles of seeing lack and limitation where there is none, to feel and know that you are abundant regardless of what the bank account balance or this world says. If you want to go days, weeks, months, and years without screaming, spanking, whatever you want, if you want to create something, whatever you want, that's a genuine desire, nothing can stop you except for yourself and you believing and giving time and attention to the negative thoughts that come and go. So stay aware. What I share on these TikTok pages is not just a speech. It's all able to be applied and made practical action steps that lead to you experiencing more peace, literally, in parenthood. Even within just 4 weeks, even within just a few sessions. You don't even really need me. I'm just available. It's just what I do. But to be honest, it's just if you make any of this stuff an action step for yourself, you're going to transform your life. So even though I'm not needed, I'm here and I keep showing up because that's what keeps on happening. I help parents rewire their inner world so that peace becomes their natural state, or so they realize or remember that peace is already their natural state. If you want to start or continue that transformation, and if you want me to be a part of your journey for a little bit, you can DM me the word peace, and I will send you my third book that I published, but I'll send it to you in PDF format for free, called Guided by Grace, Transforming Parenthood Through Inner Peace. It's a game changer, and if you want to partner with me one-on-one, just let me know in the direct messages. And if you just want the free guide and some other freebies, let me know in the direct messages by sending me the word peace. Keep going. Do not give up.